Tonight in a King 5 exclusive, you are going to hear from the black newspaper carrier pulled over by police last January after Pierce County Sheriff Ed Troyer made this call to a back channel of 911.
I caught someone in my driveway who just threatened to kill me, and I blocked him in. He's here right now.
Troyer told dispatch a man was threatening to kill him, sending dozens of officers racing to the scene. That man was Cedric Altimer, and he tells a different story. He says Troyer was following him before the two faced off. That 911 call now has Troyer facing criminal charges for false reporting and making a false or misleading statement to a civil servant. Troyer has denied any wrongdoing. Tonight, in his first TV interview, Cedric Altimer tells us he believes Troyer's actions violated his constitutional rights and could have cost him his life.
I've been on this route for 8 years.
Since he was 18.
I know everything about this place.
Cedric Altimer's been driving these familiar Tacoma streets.
This is a second home. This is a home away from a home.
6 nights a week, he delivers some 450 papers in this predominantly white North Tacoma neighborhood.
This is actually the dark road of where everything happened.
Where he now takes a detour.
This is Troyer's neighborhood, so we don't get out the car no more.
Not since January 27th, 2021, the night he says he had a life-changing confrontation with Pierce County Sheriff Ed Troyer.
It's just not the same. It's just not the same. Every time you drive in that neighborhood, you look at that one spot and you're just like, man, I almost lost my life.
Altimer says it all started when he saw headlights in his rear view. A car appeared to be following him. He stopped, got out of his car, and confronted the driver.
I asked him 3 questions, and I'll never forget those 3 questions.
What were the 3 questions you asked him?
Are you a cop? Why are you following me? And is it because I'm black?
And what were his answers to those 3 questions?
He didn't answer if he was a cop. He told me his wife was black, and he said I'm being a porch pirate.
He said that to your face?
Yes.
Radio.
Hey, it's Troyer.
What can I do for you?
Minutes later, Troyer called a back channel to 911. During the nearly 5-minute call, he tells dispatch 4 times a man is threatening his life.
He's in some sort of gray car, and he was in my driveway, in my neighbor's driveway, and he knows who I am, and he threatened to kill me.
Okay, does he have a gun or anything?
I have no idea. He looks homeless in his car, but he was in my driveway, and I got my car, and he was in my neighbor's driveway, tried to get my garage.
And what kind of car is he in?
I don't know, some sort of beat-up, charcoal, homeless-looking Scion.
Troyer's call initiated a massive response.
Tacoma to continue all outside agencies, Vice, County, UP, to do all of Thunder and Tribal cancel.
More than 40 law enforcement officers from 20 different agencies raced to the scene, believing an officer is in trouble.
35, boy, William, boy.
Ultimately, 14 officers respond.
Hey, keep your hands where we can see him. Hands on the steering wheel.
Is that what you're coming over here for?
Yeah, that's why we're coming over here, okay?
I'm suspicious, huh?
No, because he called saying that...
I don't care what he called for. He's following me.
Okay, we'll figure everything out.
Talk to him. I don't need you to figure out nothing. I am working.
We will figure everything...
I am working.
Okay.
I'm a black male in a white neighborhood, and I'm working.
That has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it does.
No.
He's following me.
Okay. He's getting out of the way, okay?
Okay, he's still following me.
We will figure that out.
Yeah, get the away from me. I don't care how many cops show up. He's following me.
What are you feeling in those moments?
You just feel your heart beating. It just starts pounding. Just an adrenaline rush of fear. Like, you never know what's going to happen with these guys. Like, I had my hands in plain sight, and I still almost got shot.
Is that how you were feeling? Like any second you might get shot?
The way that they was yelling, yeah.
I'm working. Sit on the bumper.
Altimer was ordered out of his car, frisked, while police searched his vehicle. Troyer, not visible on a single body camera, was nearby.
He made a lot of accusations that night. What part of that is true?
Me going to and from a couple of different houses. That's true. Did I ever pull in his driveway? No.
Did you have a garage door opener trying to get into his neighbors' garages?
No. Never even heard of that.
Did you ever threaten to kill the sheriff?
No.
Did you push against his car and block him in?
No.
When you hear him say all those things on that call?
It just upsets me.
More than 4 minutes pass before a Tacoma police officer tells Altimer what's really going on.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The reason there's so many cops here is because he's the sheriff.
I see a criminal act.
Vonda Sargent is Altimer's attorney.
That this man, the sheriff, he is the head of one of the largest organizations of police officers in our state, could call and say no less than 3 times that his life had been threatened is unfathomable.
Police reports show that night at the scene, Troyer walked the statement back, saying Altimer never threatened him. Knowing that, Sargent says the incident should have immediately gone to the prosecutor with an eye toward charges. That did not happen.
It's just racism. I mean, it's a system of racism.
Sargent calls it a clear case of economic and racial profiling and biased policing.
I think he did do these things. I think the evidence supports that he did do these things. Accountability to me would be him being convicted and for him to resign. He absolutely should not be the sheriff of Pierce County. He shouldn't be in law enforcement.
Troyer, who has been with the Pierce County Sheriff's Department some 38 years, has denied any wrongdoing and accuses Attorney General Bob Ferguson of escalating and exaggerating the charges. In a written statement to KUOW, Troyer calls the AG's investigation a blatant and politically motivated anti-cop hit job.
You see how dark it is out here? It's pitch black. No street lights, no nothing.
Back in the neighborhood, Altimer has changed up his routine.
Can't be in this neighborhood for too long. This is the most walking I do all night.
Getting out of his car only when he has to.
This is as far as we go before we hit Troyer's block, and then I turn around and come back.
Altimer says the night Sheriff Troyer called 911 has changed his life. Now, he says he lives in fear and suffers from anxiety. He rarely leaves his home.
I'm quiet. I can't sleep. I don't like to sleep. It's because of the fact that I know that I could have been dead.
And while he could change his route, he says he won't.
I just been over here for so long, it's just like I can't leave my people, you know? We just out here trying to get the job done at the end of the day. Make it back home safe and sound.
Altimer has filed a $5 million suit against Pierce County and Sheriff Ed Troyer. And full disclosure, as many of you know, I grew up in Tacoma, and Ed Troyer and I were classmates at Woodrow Wilson High School. We graduated in the same class, in fact. Over the past 2 weeks, I have asked him multiple times to sit down with us. He has declined repeated requests for an interview. Late this afternoon, his attorney sent King 5 a statement saying in part that Troyer did nothing wrong and that he never threatened the man. We expect that a jury will see that Sheriff Troyer did what we would want any of our neighbors to do, and we look forward to his vindication. If convicted of the 2 misdemeanor charges he faces, Sheriff Troyer could be sentenced to more than a year in jail and fined up to $5,000. His criminal trial is scheduled for July. We'll be right back.